Hello everybody and welcome to the top 10 best-selling light novels in Japan. This countdown is for September the 25th to October 1st of 2023. We've got a whole bunch of stuff on the list that we actually have available in English. There's only one title that we don't have licensed, so let's go check this stuff out. At number 10, with 4,820 copies sold, we've got volume number 16 of Reincarnated as a Sword. Reincarnated as a sentient weapon with memories of the past life, but not his name, a magical sword saves a young beast girl from a life of slavery. Fran, the cat-eared girl, becomes his wielder and wants only to grow stronger, while the sword wants to know why he is here. Together, the strange duo's journey has only just begun. And this one is licensed officially in English by 7 Seas. At number 9, with 5,017 copies sold, volume number 9 of Magical Explorer. Few titles are more revered among horn dogs, connoisseurs of Japanese erotic video games, than Magical Explorer. One day, our smut-loving hero wakes up to find he has been reincarnated into the body of the game's dream boat protagonist. Or rather, his hapless comic relief best friend, Koisuke Takioto. But with his unparalleled knowledge of Magical Explorer and Kosuke's unorthodox abilities, a scarf that doubles as a fist? Our hero vows to turn the game's unluckiest loser into its mightiest heartthrob. In this world, nothing is out of reach when you've got the know-how. And we've got this one licensed officially in English by Yen On. At number 8, with 5,143 copies sold, volume 28 of The Eighth Son? Are you kidding me? Shingo Ichinomiya is a 25-year-old man working at a firm company. While thinking of tomorrow's busy working day, he goes to sleep. However, when he woke up, he found himself in a room unknown to him and realized that he was inside a 6-year-old boy's body, taking over both the body and mind. He soon learns from the memories of the boy that he was born as the youngest child of a poor, noble family living in a back country. Having no administrative skill, he can't do anything to manage the vast land his family has. Fortunately, he is blessed with a very rare talent, the talent of magic. Unfortunately, while his talent could bring prosperity to his family, in his situation, it only brought disaster. This is the story of the boy, Wendelin von Benno Baumeister, opening his own path in a harsh world. And this is the only title on the list this week that we do not have licensed in English. At number 7, with 5,331 copies sold, volume number 9 of Demon Lord Retry. What do you do when the MMO you've run for 15 years comes to an end? Akira Ono didn't get much of a choice. He woke up trapped inside the world of his own game in the body of his in-game character, the Demon Lord. With an outcast child as his sidekick, he tries his best to survive the cruel fantasy world of his own creation, prosecution from the good guys, and of course, the final boss. And this one is licensed by J Novel Club. At number 6, with 5,750 copies sold, volume number 9 of ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, the short story collections. Subaru Natsuki was just trying to get to the convenience store, but wound up summoned to another world. He encounters the usual things, life-threatening situations, silver-haired beauties, cat fairies, normal stuff. All that would be bad enough, but he's also gained the most inconvenient magical ability of all, time travel. But he's got to die to use it. How do you repay someone who saved your life when all you can do is die? And this one, as well as the main series, is licensed for release in English by Yan-On. Next up at number 5, with 7,823 copies sold, we have volume number 19 of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? In Arario, fearless adventurers band together in search of fame and fortune with the monstrous underground labyrinth known as Dungeon. But while riches and renown are incentive enough for most, Belle Crenel, would-be hero extraordinaire, has bigger plans. He wants to pick up girls. Is it wrong to face the perils of Dungeon alone in a single-member guild blessed by a failed goddess? Maybe. Is it wrong to dream of playing hero to hapless maidens in Dungeon? Maybe not. After one misguided adventure, Belle quickly discovers that anything can happen in the labyrinth, even chance encounters with beautiful women. The only problem? He's the one who winds up the damsel in distress. And this one is licensed in English by Yan-On. At number 4, with 8,642 copies sold, volume number 3 of KonoSuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, Detour. Game-loving shut-in Kazuma Sato's life as a young schoolboy in Japan abruptly comes to an early end. Or at least it was supposed to. When he opens his eyes, though, he sees a beautiful goddess that offers him a once-in-an-after-lifetime chance to be reborn in a parallel world. The catch is that the world is violent and threatened by a growing evil. Fortunately, he can choose any one thing to bring with him. So he chooses the goddess, Aqua. And so his adventure with his gorgeous companion begins. If he could just get enough money and food to survive, keep his goddess out of trouble, and avoid grabbing the attention of the Demon King's army. Now, this is, the main series is licensed and released in English by Yan-On. In fact, it's complete now. I don't know that they've started releasing these side story volumes yet. I'm not too sure. I should have looked into that, I guess, but I didn't. At number 3, with 9,039 copies sold, volume 14 of The Saga of Tanya the Evil. High above the blood and mud-soaked trenches, a young girl pits herself against army mages in high-stakes aerial duels with bullets, spells, and bayonets. Her name is Tanya de Gruchev, and she is the Devil of the Rhine, one of the greatest soldiers the Empire has ever seen. But inside her mind lives a ruthless, calculating ex-salaryman who enjoyed a peaceful life in Japan until he woke up in a war-torn world. Reborn as a destitute orphaned girl with nothing to her name but memories of a previous life, Tanya will do whatever it takes to survive, even if she can find it only behind the barrel of a gun. And this one is licensed for English release by Yan-On. At number 2, with 12,084 copies sold, volume 35 of ReZero, Starting Life in Another World. This is, of course, volume 35 of the main series, which I've already read you the description of, so you don't need to hear about that again. And like I said back there, this one we do have in English from Yan-On. Finally, at number 1, with 39,661 copies sold, volume 14 of the Apothecary Diaries. In the East is a land ruled by an emperor, whose consorts and serving women live in a sprawling complex known as the Huanggong, the Rear Palace. Mao Mao, an unassuming girl raised in an unassuming town by her apothecary father, never imagined the Rear Palace would have anything to do with her, until she was kidnapped and sold into service there. Though she looks ordinary, Mao Mao has a quick wit, a sharp mind, and an extensive knowledge of medicine. That's her secret, until she encounters a resident of the palace at least as perceptive as she is, the head eunuch Jinshi. He sees through Mao Mao's facade and makes her a lady-in-waiting to none other than the emperor's favorite consort, so she can taste the lady's food for poison. At her lady's side, Mao Mao starts to learn about everything that goes on in the rear palace, not all of it seemly. Can she ever lead a quiet life, or will her powers of deduction and insatiable curiosity bring her ever more adventures and ever more dangers? And this one we have licensed officially in English from J-Novel Club. So those are your top 10 best-selling light novels in Japan for September 25th to October 1st of 2023. Like I said, vast majority of these ones we do have in English, and they're pretty popular even in English. So what are your favorites? Which ones have you read? Which ones do you want to get all caught up on? Let me know in the description down below. In the meantime, thank you so much for checking out this video. Don't forget to give it a big old thumbs up so YouTube knows that I'm alive and well and that this isn't completely trash. And I thank you for watching right to the very end, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Till then, bye-bye for now.